Transfer window is shut and chaos just unfolded across the Premier League. Who made the biggest moves and who left scrambling? Let's break it down in our top 5 contenders and few outsiders. Tottenham moved their CEO in Daniel Levy out after 25 years of being as an executive board member. In the meantime, Nottingham Forest moved their manager Nuno Espirito out and brought back Ange Postecoglou, an ex-Tottenham manager, a ripple effect of sorts. Just a few weeks back, he was enjoying a pina colada at one of those Greek islands. Nottingham Forest not only brought a new manager in, they have outspent Real Madrid in this transfer window. Chelsea's Dario Asugo is out injured, has had a surgery done, and will only resume training after 4 months. Sunderland broke all record for a newly promoted side in the transfer window, and finally, Newcastle have a number 9. In fact, 2 number 9s. Loads to talk about in this video. First, top 5 predictions in no particular order, their transfers ins and outs, and where we will think they'll finish at the end of the season. I personally think these are going to be the top 5 teams after the end of the season who will qualify for the Champions League for 2026 and 27 season. And these teams are Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, and somebody who finished 17th last season, but their transfer window has been amazing. And they've also brought a new manager who's pragmatic and will bring the best out of their players. And that is Tottenham Hotspurs. What to do? But we're going to talk about why we think Liverpool are still the favourites to retain the Premier League title. Let's first talk about their ins and outs. There have been massive ins. They have 2 record-breaking transfers this season, have pretty much spent 400 plus million pounds, which is an unprecedented record for a Liverpool side who always relied on either homegrown players or brought in players who have the potential, who become superstars at later stages. But this time around, there has been a change in strategy. They have brought some really exciting players, and who they are. Number 1 is a German international in Florian Wirtz, who is an attacking midfielder who brings goal threat, vision, tactical versatility. And they've also brought in Hugo Ekitike, another German striker. He has had a decent season playing for his previous club, but coming to Premier League, whether or not he would be a success remains to be seen. In the first 3 matches that he's played, he looks ominous thus far. So the expectation is that he's going to be a superstar, along with the other number 9, whose saga pretty much ended the entirety of the transfer window, and that is Newcastle's Alexander Isak, moving from Newcastle on a record transfer of 125 million to Liverpool. Liverpool have always been vying for him to come and play as the second attacker along with Hugo Ekitike. And finally, it happened on the final day of the transfer window. What a saga it was. In terms of the outgoings, they've lost their right back in homegrown Trent Alexander, who's moved from Liverpool to Real Madrid. Luis Diaz, who was the mainstay on the left-hand side, has also been moved on, along with Quansha and Harvey Elliott, who's moved to Aston Villa. They've also brought in Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez has come from Bournemouth, obviously, as a left back, and Frimpong, a right back or slash a wing back. He brings that attacking dynamism, an approach, a modern approach on the right flank, which obviously will elevate Liverpool's right and left hand side. The defense already looks nicer with Van Dijk and Konate there. They brought in a new kid. They've also brought in an alternate to Alexander, to their goalkeeper in Giovanni. Leone. I think Ellison will stay for this season, but come next season, they might bring this kid forward and there would be a change in gloves. So Liverpool looks really, really strong. You know, in the last 3 games that they have played, they haven't actually started the Premier League, that amazingly well, but they've already won all the 3 games. Last game against Arsenal, we saw them struggling in the first half, but they bounced back in the second half, had a wonderful score, and they ended up winning it 1-0. Again, another sign of champion team. Against Newcastle also, it was a cat fight, 3-2, something which you expected last season Liverpool to have lost or maybe drawn, but this season they have the momentum from last year, and having won the Premier League last season and elevated the squad with a lot of depth, I believe Liverpool chances once again are at an ominous high. So 3 wins in 3 matches, and they are entering this new campaign with momentum, a very strong core, exciting new signings, and obviously a proven performance from the old stalwarts of the team, along with their coach, who actually had a wonderful last season. On the transfer day, we saw, Mark Guehi's transfer was blocked by Crystal Palace at the very last minute. Obviously, it was a blow because you never know, Liverpool could well be just one injury away, from being in a winning position to not winning the Premier League at all. But the transfer window as such has been amazing. I just cannot see anything stabilizing their synergy as they go along, even without Mark Guehi. But the players who have come in thus far are obviously going to elevate this team further. I personally think the rating for this Liverpool transfer window is 10 on 10, even without Guehi's movement and the outgoings. Where will they finish? Obviously they'll finish in the top 2, but whether they will win the Premier League or not, so keep your eyes peeled and make sure you come back to the channel once again. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Bye now.